Welcome to the dotAfrica top-level domain. The dotAfrica domain name launch is a vast undertaking, and hence it is important to put mechanisms in place to minimize unauthorized registrations. One such mechanism is the Government Reserved Name List, or RNL. The RNL was created for African governments and other relevant authorities to list sensitive and important names, effectively preventing them being registered by anyone else when the dotAfrica domain is launched. The Government Reserved Name List will seek to isolate and protect sensitive and important names that relate to recognized geographic areas such as country names, capital cities, major towns and provinces, religious, cultural and linguistic names and identifiers such as tribes, languages or places of cultural or historic significance, or any other substantive name that is in the economic or public interest of the relevant government authority or communities within its exclusive area of influence, such as NEPAD or SADC. The RNL will also be a repository for offensive names, thereby preventing them from being registered as corresponding domain names when the .Africa TLD is launched. Offensive names are defined as names or statements that inherently have the effect of advocating prejudice or hatred based on race, ethnicity, political association, gender, sexuality, religion or cultural grounds, or have the effect of inciting violence or causing harm against any person or class of persons. So, who is responsible for adding names to the RNL? A limited number of accredited representatives located all over the continent of Africa have been authorized and nominated by governments and other relevant African authorities to access and use the RNL portal. We encourage you to contact these accredited representatives directly if you believe that a prospective name fits into one of the listed RNL categories. Proposed RNL names will undergo a rigorous review process before finally being entered into the RNL. Through your active participation in this process, we will ensure that the RNL is effectively populated with relevant names and strings based on the input from African governments and communities. So what happens if a name is entered into the RNL? Simply put, it will be reserved for a specified period of time or until the nominated beneficiary is ready to redeem it. We will encourage RNL representatives and nominated beneficiaries to redeem their reserved names in a timely manner. The reservation period can be extended in the event that the name is not redeemed in time. Names that are not redeemed and the reservation period has expired may be reclassified or released to the internet public for registration. If you are a government representative and want to participate in the reserved name process, you will need to be duly nominated by a relevant authority within your government. Once this nomination has been received, you will be sent an invitation to register on the RNL portal. This is the mechanism by which you submit your list of proposed names. On submitting a name with the relevant documentation to the RNL portal, a verification process will take place. If the name has already been applied for or reserved, you and the contending party will go through a contention resolution process to ensure the name goes to the rightful applicant. Remember that these processes are intended to protect you and ensure that sensitive and important names are used for the greater good of the African continent and community. If a name is not in the RNL, it will be treated like any other name and can be registered by anyone on a first-come, first-served basis. The RNL is not intended to regulate the protection of trademark rights or the provisioning of premium domain names, which are better dealt with under the Sunrise and Land Rush mechanisms, more details of which will be provided at a later stage. We hope that this video has given you a little insight into the dotAfrica Government Reserved Name List. For more information, please visit africainonespace.org/RNL